Assalamualaikum class. Today is lecture number 25 and we are going to discuss chapter number 15, that is statement of cash flow. As you all know, cash flow is a combination of cash inflows and cash outflows. It is important to know that there are three financial statements that are required for external reports. The first one is the income statement, second one is balance sheet, and third one is cash flow statement. Cash flow statement highlights the major activities that directly or indirectly impact cash flow and affect the overall cash balance. Managers focus on cash for a very good reason, because if the sufficient cash is available on right time, then we will be able to capture or grab golden investments opportunities, or even we will get our company safe from bankruptcy. We can say the statement of cash flow is a valuable analytical tool for managers as well as for investors and creditors. Although the managers tend to be more concerned with forecasted statement of cash flow, but in normal it is very important part in budgeting process. It is because with the availability of cash we will be able to make budget. Then comes definition of cash equivalents. Cash equivalents can be defined as the short term highly liquid investments such as treasury bills, commercial papers, money market funds that are made solely for the purpose of generating a return on short term basis, and that can be fastly converted into cash whenever it will be needed. So these will be called as cash equivalents. Now, then comes the concept of non cash accounts. These are also a cash equivalent part, but how they are non cash accounts? If we say account receivable, everybody knows that account receivables can be generated from sales. What type of sales? Credit sales. It is a cash equivalent account but non cash because it will be received in future. We can say it is also our asset against which our inventory, that is also considered as asset, is go out. So what will be the impact? With the generation of credit sales, our cash outflow generated, because whenever credit sales occur, account receivable account, that is not in cash account, it will be generated. With it, our inventory go out and it become our cash outflow. In the same way, how the account receivable can become our cash inflow, whenever we will receive our account receivable, or we can say collection of account receivable will create cash inflow. So the nature of non cash account can be identified with its flow, whether it is going out in form of inventory, whether it is coming in the by collecting the account receivable, our cash become inflow. In the same way, there are some other terms like account payable. If we do purchases, we got inventory in or raw material in, what it will create? It will create cash inflow because we are doing credit purchases. In the same way, when we will pay the account payable, pay off account payable, it will create cash outflow. What type of nature is this? It is our current liability, as account receivable was our current asset. So in easy words, the increase in current asset will decrease our cash as it is increasing. In the same way, whenever it will decline, it will decrease, like we will collect it, amount will be inflow. In the same way, whenever our current liabilities increase, we will be getting cash inflow. Whenever we are declining or we will decrease our current liability, it will create cash outflow. This is the basic term of non-cash accounts, because these are not in the form of cash, but against it we are giving inventory, that is the part of cash against which we are able to get cash. And in the same way, when we are purchasing inventory on credit, our current liability is increasing, but it will creating cash inflow. These are the reasons for current asset and current liability. If I say dividend, now it is question, what type of part of cash flow the dividend is? It is cash outflow, because we are giving dividend to the shareholders. With it, what will happen? Our cash go out. Now to explain the importance of cash balance, there is one term, that is cash balance as a percentage of market value. Suppose there are two companies, A and B. Their market value is, for company A the market value is 2979 million, and for company B the value is 4747 million. Their cash balance available is, in the same way, the cash balance they have available $1686 million, and for company B the value is 2325 million. It is their worth and it is the cash balance available. Now to calculate the cash balance as a percentage of market value, we will divide cash balance with market value. cash balance with market value, we will be 57% and 49%. It is showing that company have 57% of market value cash balance available. In the same way for company B has 49% of market value cash balances available. So what it is showing that the 43% of the market value is still saved of the company in the form of assets, in the form of market worth. And for company B, 51% of the 49% of cash balance is available for the company B, and 51% of market share, market worth is available in the form of assets and in the form of market worth. Company B is more strong than the company A because the 51% of the market worth is still saved of company B. Then comes the concept of source and use. If I say changes in non-cash assets, remember, to elaborate this, I am taking example of account receivable. If account receivable account amount decrease, it means we are collecting money. So the amount that will be collected with the account receivable will become our source. It means we will be able to invest, to use that cash that we will be able to get from account receivable as we received money. In case of use, if our account receivable balance increase, it means we done credit sales and our inventory is given to the other party. He said that he will pay the amount later, so the balance of account receivable will increase. It will be usable for the other party, not for us. We have to wait to get the cash and to invest in our future assets. So this is the basic difference. If our non-cash asset or account receivable is decreasing, it will be a source for us to invest. But if the balance of account receivable is increasing, it will be usable for the other party, not for us. In the same way, changes in liabilities. I am taking the example of account payable. If the liability is increasing, what does it mean? It means we are able to use cash. So it will become our source. But if our liabilities are decreasing, so what will happen? Our cash go out and the use will be for the other party or for its owner, to whom we are paying off the liability. Changes in capital stock. Again the same thing. With the increase, it is becoming a source for us to invest somewhere else because we are collecting money. If it is decreasing, we are giving the money against the capital stock, it will be usable to the other party. These are the three natures that is becoming a source for us, or that will be becoming a useful for the other party. To mainly or to easily explain, we can say the source is beneficial term and the use is non-beneficial term. It will be helpful for us to invest, to purchase, to do investment, and to grab opportunity. It will be helpful for the other party to whom we are giving account receivable, or we are doing credit sales, we are paying off our credit purchases amount, we are giving amount against capital stock. So it will be a non beneficial, but because it will be helpful for the other party.